What is going on, Fingerboard World? Oh my god, I just said the cheesiest YouTube intro ever. What is going on? Yo, what's going on, world? It's your boy Stevie Arkins from the Sesh. Today we got a big hitter with us. We got my guy. I've been trying to get him on the show. To be honest, it's been a two-way street though. I've been really fucking trying to angle the season. I wanted the second season to be about writers, so I've been kind of saving him in pocket. You know, we've been DMing back and forth, but we got FBNYC finally on the show. The historian, the skate lord, now official rendezvous attendee. But yeah, we got him on the show today. This is actually a record-breaking episode because we're at almost about 15 viewers for the live feed. Now, of course, the streams and the YouTube videos, those themselves get like a bunch of views. I think around 100 each. But the live, I'm trying to make sure that people know that this is a live show where they can interact and basically chat and ask questions that are legit, you know, and have them, you know, brought up to my attention as we're doing the interview. So if there's some information you want to know directly from a pro writer or any sort of company, definitely plug those in. But thanks to everybody that's tuning in. Like you know, I am at Steviefromthesesh, fingerboarding dude, interviewer, writer, you know, that guy. And also, I wanted to throw this out there before we start the interview. I'm not ignoring any sponsorship acquisitions or anybody that's been messaging me about joining a company. I just really, I'm not saying I don't like affiliate myself with companies or I don't support companies or like, you know, test ride stuff for people. I always love doing that. But I'm not looking to officially sign or be sponsored by anyone due to the fact that I just want to give the unbiased opinion of the fingerboarding community, and I just feel like that would be tainted if I were to accept any sort of sponsorship or ad situations that weren't just for the show. Like I said, I will accept any sort of sponsorships, ads, or anything like that for the sesh if you want to have your drops or any sort of stuff that you got coming out, company owners, writers, whatever. Anything you got coming out, of course, I would love to have you guys, you know, advertise and basically get it out there. Because right now I'm just going off what I see off the gram. But I just wanted to address that really quick before we started. But like I said, I'm Stevie Harkins, FB, but now I'm at Steviefromthesesh on Instagram. Follow me there. And the fingerboarding world is popping off as usual. We got Red Wolf FB. You know, we've interviewed him. He owns Waisaki Wheels. He's got a freshly stocked wheel section in his shop because I know he's going to be working on decks coming up pretty soon. So go ahead and get you some fresh wheels from my boy from Waisaki. Get the Waisaki sets for whatever board you got coming out. I know, like I said yesterday, all those collabs. If you did not check the episode yesterday, check the VOD for that because that is a big episode. There's a bunch of collabs if you listen in the beginning of the episode. Bunch of huge collabs coming out, and you definitely should cop those. My boy Fingerboard Connoisseur always popping off, doing his thing. But other than that, though, the VOOs happened. We got the Texas session, a whole bunch of sessions coming up. And today, hopefully, we can talk a little bit with Anthony about you know, how his situation at the rendezvous were and all that stuff. But we can go ahead and shoot him a call now. Kind of transition over. Because I don't really have any sort of advertisement or anything like that to talk about right now. Because of the fact that no one's reached out to me yet because we just started out again for season 2. All right. So, and thanks for that follow, Brad Guy 1242. Like I said, this is a live interactive thing, so if you do come into the live showings, you might get a shout out. You never know. All right, let's go ahead and shoot him a call though. Make sure that this is working all right. We're gonna have the lovely Skype little jingle there that we're gonna have to cut out so we don't get sued. Hello. Yo, what's going on, man?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Loud and clear. How you been?
What up?
Dude, what's been going on with you? How's your day been?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you left the shop and you still working at... Anthony works at a skate shop, which I think is mad legit. You know, you got to stay true to form, you know. How was the work, man? How was work?
It was chill. I set up a few boards today. People getting ready for the summer.
Oh, yeah, of course, dude. You got to get the setups coming up. Now this is warming up. I know New York shares that kind of weather with Chicago. It'll just warm up, and that's just the way it's going to be. But it'll be freezing up until that point.
Exactly.
So, no, I feel that everybody's got to come and grab the new deck. But, yeah, dude, that's what's up, man. Can you plug what shop you work at? I don't even know if you want to do that or not. But if you want that hype.
It's a Sideshow skate shop. It's in Queens, New York.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. Sorry, I didn't know which shop you worked at. I've actually never been to New York other than for like one dance thing, but it's a pretty legit spot,
Dan-
man.
You was dancing?
Break dancing, man. That's what I do on the side
Hey,
for school and
lit.
stuff like that. Yeah. But anyways, this interview is about you though. We're gonna get into basically you're like a historian, man. You've been in the scene for a minute, and not just to like the New York scene, but you've been in fingerboarding for a while. Like just to kind of like crack it open, like how long have you been doing this, and like what are some of your most like standoutish moments in fingerboarding?
I think I've been doing it since. Well, I guess I started when I was maybe like 9 or 10. I don't know.
Hang on, before you start, Cole says you have a vagina, and I think that's Sasquatch FB that said
Oh,
that.
Cole says I have.
Yeah. But anyways, keep going.
I do. That's the funny part. But I think I started when I was like 9 or 10. Obviously tech decks.
Of course.
Uh, what was your question?
Basically, like how you started, like how you got into it, and some of your biggest feats in fingerboarding. Because I feel like a lot of people like don't really have a good understanding who FBNYC is and like how long you've been really at it.
Alright, word. So when I was like 9 or 10 around there, me and my mom was walking through a Toys R Us, and I was like, "Yo, that's tight." And then she caught me a tech deck, and I was like messing with that for a little bit, and then maybe when I was like 11, maybe 11 and a half or 12, I started realizing that on YouTube people were really trying to like go off on it. So
Yeah.
that's when I found out like people make this shit like out of wood and
Mm-hmm.
like company for real. So like I try to make my own boards out of some like Michaels veneers and like Bondo molds, like just some like super classic like back in the day type trying to do
Yeah.
something type of thing.
Making your own with no tools type thing when it
Yeah,
was
no
still just a
tools.
bunch of young
Like
kids doing it.
yeah, exactly.
No, I definitely feel that, man. Back in the day where everything it was kind of like a I don't have a really good comparison word to it, but it was really like a hobby in the sense of nobody really had any sort of industrial understanding of it. You know, like
Yeah,
everybody's board was like haggard as shit if you were using a wooden one, you know.
like I still remember like I went with my mom to Costco and I was like, oh look, this Dremel tool. It was like a whole Dremel kit. It was only like $25. I was like, oh, could you get me this? And she was like, for what? And I was like, I want to make some fingerboards. And she was like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, nah, for real. Like, make some fingerboards. And got it for me, and I like ordered. I got veneer at Michaels and stuff. Like they had like some crappy whatever, but like I bought it, whatever. And I made some really bad boards, and that's what I used.
Exactly, though. That's how you separated yourself from just somebody using a flat plastic tech deck, you know. And not saying
Yeah.
that they're bad or anything. I still have a
No,
couple
the
of them, but
thing with the tech decks is you get a lighter and you burn the
oh yeah,
kick.
the edges and they get the
Yeah,
big kicks. I'm
that's
talking
all I
big
did.
scoops. Oh
Yep.
man, and I remember that with like, and if you didn't do it right, you would just have the most bubbled tail in like the
Mad
in the
bubbles.
history of ever. But you know what? If you got it right though, you had a pretty like solid kickflip, I would
Yeah.
say. Like,
That's what I made the molds out of.
all right. Okay.
And
As you kind of like grew, okay, because I know recently you got sponsored by Grimy, and all that. Like, you know, it's kind of coming together in the sense of, you know, if you want to say on paper pro level, but you've been riding at a like ridiculous level since your gram came out, and probably even before then on the YouTube, you know, the lost YouTube files and all the forum days.
yeah,
Because I know everybody has clips that will never be found again on there.
that's
But
totally me.
what when did you really feel like, okay, I'm kind of making that transition from like, you know, hobbyist to okay, I want to ride, and even though, you know, there's not money to be made, like you take it seriously, you know what I mean? It's not just a
I
passive
don't
thing.
I don't think it was ever really taking it seriously.
Yeah.
I think it was like even like earlier on, like when I was making videos on YouTube, like when I was like 13 or 14, I just kind of did them, and they're all gone now because Google bought it and they fucked me over, but
Right.
still like the same. I just do it because it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And when Grimy put me on, I never asked for it. He even like the message that he sent me was like, I don't know if you're looking for anything, but like if you want to be on, you're on. And I was like, y'all are some cool ass dudes, so I'm with it.
For real. You know, it's kind of coming at the same way you take it, which is like you got love for it and you show passion for it, but you're not, like you said, you're not taking it serious. You're not taking it too seriously.
Yeah. It's just like a chill. I don't even think it's a hobby. It's just like a thing. I don't even know what to call it.
That's true though. That's kind of something I'm kind of coming to understanding with is like I wouldn't even call it a hobby because it's something sometimes I do when I'm not even like in the mood to do it. I'll just be sitting at my desk doing something that I should be paying more attention to, but I have my fingerboard in my hand. It's like, yeah, I get that. Of course, Cole wanted to go with what's it like to have the most beautiful lips in fingerboarding, coming from the Chad.
To have the most beautiful lips in fingerboarding. I mean, it's pretty good.
he's tossing a bunch of wild questions, man.
What's funny is my girlfriend sent me a screenshot, and she was like, "I'm listening in on too."
Oh, really, really? So we gotta ask some serious questions to make you look super like legit within the scene because your page recently has popped off. Like, and everybody's starting to recognize, especially with the Vooz trip. I saw some of the tricks you were throwing down, man. You want to talk about that?
I'm with it. I'm with whatever.
Dude, man, you're the type of guy because I remember the first time we talked, you were like, "Yo, let's play skate" in like the most casual way. I talked about it last night on the episode, and you proceeded. I think I got maybe 2 letters on you to beat my ass over the internet in like the roughest game of skate I've ever played because it was just so technical. Like, I was like, all right, I'll do a 360 heel. And you're like, all right, I'll do a 360 heel, but I'll, like, rotate my hand so it's a big, like a big flip. I'm like, all right, well, now I can't even take it to that point because I don't have it that consistent. So I just want to know, like, when you go to those contests, or now that you're kind of breaking into that scene, do you feel like you kind of have this angle that most people don't when they come into a contest, which is, like, being so beyond confident in what how you ride and stuff? Because you put the hours in.
Well, that was the first thing I've ever been to as in fingerboarding.
Word.
I've always wanted to go to a rendezvous. It's very close to New York, but I've never been. But like my mindset when I was going over there was literally my mindset right now. It's like super whatever. I was just gonna go chill.
Exactly.
But I did want to enter the contest because I felt like I could do some tricks in the contest. That's all.
Exactly.
I didn't expect like anything really. I was just going to go chill. But I got second place the buys because he did an impossible nose grind nollie flip down an insanely steep rail.
Yeah, I saw that rail. That was monstrous.
And
you followed up with that heel tail though, right? I can't remember what exactly the trick was.
The nollie flip front tail.
Oh yes, that was what it was. But you got it you got it within 2 tries. When I was watching that clip when you uploaded it, I was like, man, I can't wait to talk to him about this.
I was trying to just do spin varial heel. I missed like 5 times, and then I was like, "Yo, how many tries do I have?" They were like 5, and I was like, "All right, cool." I did it the next try, and it was like you had to one up your trick until you 10 tries. So I was like, "All right, nollie flip front tail. I know I have that shit." So I did it. And people were just like clapping, and like woo!
Getting the love from the squad behind you.
Yeah, it was tight.
That's what's up. Were there any like big guys that you kind of like sessed with? Of course, it's always like a chill situation whenever you're meeting guys that have been riding for a while, because everybody's got that respect for each other. But was there any guys that you rode with where you're like, man, this dude's like a legit ass rider, and I haven't even gotten to ride with this guy before?
At the event, not. It was at the event, like, I like, played skate with, like, Joey Donuts, and I was, like, filming with Chopstees, Aaron. But at the event, nothing really, like, when I got my name called for the prize of the contest.
Yeah.
That's when, like, people were like, oh, shit, like, Anthony's here?
That's what's
they
up.
remember, like, back in the day. And then I, like, went to go get my stuff. And that's when I got invited to, like, Mike's house and, like, all that. And, like, I chilled over there for a while. But it was chill. It was cool.
That's what's up, man. Just kind of getting to link up with those guys. A lot of people would be, a lot of people would appreciate, being in that spot, but like when you ride on that level and you've been around for a while, it's just like eventually it falls into place. So that's why I think it's interesting now in this past, year or so, like everything's kind of falling into place for you, and it's going to be interesting to see, if you go to contests more often, how well you can impact it. Because I know in America, like there are a few contest riders that like really stand out, but the consistency is kind of hit or miss. But I feel like like a rider like you would leave a big impact. But kind of transitioning from just contests and the rendezvous itself. How's your relationship with your sponsor, Grimy, and like you said they approached you really chill. Since then, like how's your relationship with the team, like the other team members and the owner himself?
Man, I went to rendezvous with one of my teammates.
Word.
Like he lives in PA. He drove the route to go to Massachusetts. He had to go through New York. So I met up with him at Yankee Stadium, and then we just drove
Cool.
for.
That's what's up,
So
man.
everybody on that team is real cool. We even have like a whole like group chat. It's obviously fucking Cole who's saying all this dumbass shit. Cole is in Trippy, who just released his site yesterday.
Yeah, I saw he's back.
Everybody from Grimy, Three Finger Nate, Midnight Toker, obviously Grimy Deco, like everyone's in there. Ben Beeve, he's all those dudes. It's like we have Grimy Deco, but like in that chat, it's literally just all the homies, like Fingerboard Connoisseur, like everyone's in there. So it's not even like a sponsor thing. It's just like everyone's like chilling.
Yeah, it's a squad. It's like a collaborative.
Yo, it's literally called the Squad 3 chat. Like Squad 3 chat.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. It's cool to see that you've like melded in so well, like especially in the time that you've been on the team and stuff like that. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
In New York, though, personally, what's the scene like over there? Are there any guys that you ride with consistently, or are you kind of like on your own thing?
There's a few people out of New York. The only person that I've like chilled with a couple of times is this dude Aaron. He goes by Chopstees on Instagram.
Yeah, I think I follow him actually.
Other than that, there's like I don't really know nobody.
No, I understand. I'm like that. There's a bunch of guys in like the Midwest and stuff like that, but it's just like if you're not personally by them, or a lot of these guys I didn't grow up with or anything, so it's not really a reason for me to meet up with them directly. But I'm sure at events or something it'd be chill. But kind of talking about. Wait, go ahead.
In the city, there's like not really. At least I haven't met them. At least there's nobody here, but I know there's like mad people upstate.
Yeah.
I ain't going upstate, so.
Nah, dude. No, you're chilling in the city where you're chilling at. No, that makes sense though. I know in the suburbs and like the surrounding southwest suburbs of Chicago, there's a bunch of riders, but like there's no reason for me to be really over there. But kind of going from like how your crew works and how you kind of ride alone. How much time or like how do you explain your process of practicing and riding? Because like with the consistent tricks, of course, the practice comes with it.
All right, let's see. With the consistency, like, I realized what I've been doing lately is like, it's just all kick flips, mad kick flips. Every stance, just kick flips. Just do mad kick flips. You do like 3 regular kick flips, and then do 3 switch, just do 3 nollie, do 3 fakie, and then just do it again.
Just keep rotating the hand positions.
Do it from the beginning.
Wow. So you're kind of like a repetition guy. Like, make sure you can stop the trick whenever you call it. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that makes plenty of sense. With the practice, how do you explain your like your filming process? Do you like film always, or are you more of like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and actually get some clips right now?
I just sit down and do it. Like I'll practice something. Like literally, well, I don't think I'll practice. I'll just like mess around, like just try some tricks out, and then I'll be like, oh, that would be cool, and then I'll film it.
Okay, I feel it. Like if you have an idea where you're like, okay, this will be worth filming, you'll mess around and actually do it. Everybody in the chat is pretty much just showing love to New York and talking about the squad chat. So I love that everybody's that's involved.
Yeah, how do I
can
look
show
at
you
that?
love.
Man?
Oh, if you all you have to do is open the Twitch page, and then
No, I
the
don't.
chat will be. But the
I don't
thing
have.
is, you can't have the audio on, or else it'll just repeat exactly what we're saying now, and it'll throw you for a loop. So just make sure you
Whatever.
get that. Are there any? I know like you have your sponsors and things like that, but are there any companies or people that really show you love and kind of like you do testing for or anything like that that you want you associate with? Maybe not in a direct sponsorship way.
Companies I associate with, definitely Trippy. Trippy, like, always chilling. Like I said earlier, he just like relaunched his website earlier, like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
time? All right, today. Earlier today. Other than that, man, nothing really. I don't really talk to nobody except for the squad.
No, I feel that. You know, you're just kind of doing your thing, and it's not really like it's not everything's about just like what's going on in the scene. Sometimes it's just riding and doing
Oh,
your own
fingerboard
thing.
connoisseur. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, FBC man. Everybody, he shows love to like everybody though. He's such about the scene. That dude is doing big things. Shout out to Casey.
Yo, Casey's the man, bro.
Are there any companies or like any companies or like writers that you I want to say were inspired by or eventually want to do something with, as you kind of improve and grow your Instagram page and like your I don't even know the word for it. I don't want to say clout, but like, your impact on the fingerboarding scene. Are there any companies or people that you want to like rock with pretty much?
I don't know about rock with, but like I would, Chris Daniels. I got
Oh,
to like
dude, he's the
him a
man.
little bit at Mike's crib, and I was like, damn. I used to watch Chris Daniels videos when I was like 13. Like this shit is crazy, actually. Like,
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get an interview with him, but me and our schedules clash so much. But yeah, keep going.
I was just like when I was at Mike's house, like I was watching him use this 55 millimeter deck. I was like, oh, also Doug Bodkin.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like just like the classic writers, really for me. Like I don't know, I don't know, man. Like everything new is just like whatever, but like I'm still stuck on everything I used to watch and seeing them still around and kind of still.
no, that makes plenty of sense because that's what and like it always will bring that like inspiration factor from what you saw when you were at the age that some of these guys are seeing from you now. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Yeah.
it's whatever generation you kind of came from, I guess. It's
Yeah.
hard, it's hard to get geeked over. Like I'm not saying like putting clips out is bad, or I'm not discouraging any newer guys to put out clips, but like when you've been watching clips and videos for so long, like there's certain things that you see that people are getting stoked on now that you've already seen, and it's just like
Exactly.
it's hard to kind of get juiced off of like, oh, just because you put it on Instagram in a shorter clip and it's got like louder music to it. I've seen like Pat McGinn do that, you know what I mean? Like I saw that like 8 years ago, but it's more of just like the growth of the the writer itself, but. I
Yeah.
totally get that. I just wanted to let you know Trippy Hippie's in here right now in the chat. He says,
I'm
"What's
glad.
good?"
That's the homie.
You think style can win over skill in fingerboarding? Asks a man named Retro Radical in the chat.
What was that? Do I think style can beat
When,
skill?
yeah, like you see, like certain people have such technical like revert and like skill, like hand control skill over just overall style and just the way that they make the trick look. Like, what do you think one can beat the other overall, or is it just specific, like case by case specific?
I feel like it's specific, unless you're saying the person has skill is landing with the palm of their hand. Like I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. No, I'm like I was saying, like some of the questions come in live from chat, just to give everybody a feel and get an opportunity to ask questions. But no, I think I think
I feel
that's kind of like a case by case
over
situation.
style, to be honest.
You think it's skill over style?
Because every time people trying to go straight style, they'll do a shove it crook and then ride for like 5 seconds on their clip. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, what did I just watch? Really?
I think in the sense of clips, like if you're gonna put a clip and you're gonna slow mo it or something like that, I want to see skill. But if you're putting out like a 8 minute long like part, I understand if you're gonna need some filler tricks. Of course, I want it to be filmed well and I want it to be executed well. But if it's like a 10-second Instagram clip and the trick's 3 seconds long and you ride away for 8 just to show that you have skill or to show off your new ring that you got, I'll mess
Your
with
new
that.
ring.
Yeah, dude. Gotta get that new ring, that new swag ring.
Yo, that
Yeah,
new 50 Cent Machine ring.
exactly, dude. You gotta get the cord. That's how you do it. Um, let me see what's going on. Yeah, basically what Chad's talking about is how like you go from watching someone inspire you to fingerboard to being the old man that everybody watches now. But the thing is, now it's just on Instagram and we're just
Exactly.
old
That's
weirdos.
really what it is. I'm pretty pissed about it, to be honest. I wish still YouTube.
Yeah, I'm hoping that people can kind of transition and find somewhere we can appreciate it more, and it's not just gone the next day. But I don't know where that would be. I know there's so many clips every day.
YouTube, man.
Okay. I got one from Trippy Hippie actually. What pushed you to jump onto Instagram and get re-involved in the scene?
Um, what did get me to make an Instagram? Man, I don't even remember. That wasn't even that long ago. I know I made it the day after Christmas, and I didn't have a setup. I was using my roommate's setup to
I
like
remember
help.
that. You played me in skate on that setup,
I did.
and you beat my ass with. Yeah, you're like I don't have a whip right now. I'm using my roommates, and I remember shortly after we played, and you beat me.
I don't know what made me make an Instagram. No, honestly, oh, you know what it was? Actually, my roommate kept sending me clips of like people fingerboarding on Instagram, so I made a whole like separate one because I just figured it would be easy, so I just did it. I don't know.
No, yeah, that makes sense. You gotta, I didn't want to put like when I saw that there was even an Instagram clip because I was gone for about like 2 or 3 years. I was like, I don't want to use my real Instagram for this shit. No offense, but like, I'm not gonna put my real shit with my fingerboarding shit. So I was like, I'll make
I
one, but
know like I've posted stories and stuff on my regular Instagram fingerboarding. I don't care about that. It's just I wanted I looked at my Instagram as I did my YouTube when I was fingerboarding, and it was
yeah.
that. I didn't want it to be anything else but what it was.
See, I was more thinking like I just don't want like young ass kids or whatever like commenting like sick line and then one of my friends saying some dumb shit shortly after. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
that the fan base was separated. I'm not really that like all my friends know that I fingerboard and shit like that. That's just something they've grown to. Especially my roommates, like they hear this shit all night, so it's
Yeah.
just more of a
Fortunately.
yeah yeah. Unfortunately for them, yeah. But everybody's saying push back to YouTube. I think that would work, but I also think I don't know. It's not tight knit enough. Like
Everyone's saying push back to YouTube.
yeah, in the chat in our chat that we got.
I so do it. Make an account right now. Y'all talking too much.
Oh, he's saying he wants to see some action, viewers. He wants to see the YouTube group page. Everybody commenting
I,
and sending stuff back and forth. Yeah, bring back the beef, the YouTube
I get
beef.
like views on my videos. It's lit.
Yeah, exactly. You monetize it. You know what I mean? Okay, I have a question now. With your whole transition over, do you think with YouTube and everything kind of making its way out, or kind of in this, it needs to be salvaged point? Do you think that fingerboarding can be salvaged in the sense of continuing to sustain growth as a hobby? Or do you think eventually, with it having no real home, being spread out between all these different platforms, it will dissolve? I mean, I know there's like plenty of companies right now, but eventually, like if there's only companies and no actual consumers, that's
I mean,
like death of a hobby.
I feel like honestly, to be honest, I feel like everything that's happening like on Instagram and whatever, like with the companies and with the people that are buying things, it's literally the same. I'm looking at it. I see companies like making pages every day, and it looks exactly how it was on YouTube when I was like younger.
Yeah.
Like somebody makes a tuning company. Somebody's trying to make some bushings.
They got the Hobby Lobby bushings going,
Somebody's
cooking them
gonna
up
get
in the back.
some. They're gonna get some rubber bands. They're gonna get some hole punchers. And they're gonna make a company and make a page. It's the same exact thing. Like it's never gonna end. People are always gonna fingerboard. It's never gonna die. It's like
Yeah, it'll always
it's
be
just
the
what it is.
hobby. It's the way I see it is, or like my personal understanding of the cycle is, it's the new bloods keep the consumership going, but like the old guys are what keep it like sustained. Like if as long as you're old and you're never going anywhere, and the young guys will always become the older guys. Like it'll never truly die. It'll just never see its full potential.
Yo, that's what I felt like when I met Timo Levin. I was just like, yo, you're mad. Fuck you because you started it. Like
Yeah, exactly. He's like an original dude.
that shit was funny.
Dude, that's incredible. Sorry, I'm flipping through my notes because there's so many different questions that I want to ask, but I don't know what direction to kind of push this conversation. All right, okay. Let me ask
I
this.
pee, so I'm gonna take you to the bathroom with me real quick.
That's straight. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know what
I'm just being honest.
I mean? Who? Okay, because you talked a little bit. We'll go back to your inspirations and shit like that. Who were some of your biggest fingerboarding inspirations when you were a kid? And like, I know you said you met Timo and stuff like that, but who are some of the guys that you haven't met yet, maybe, or like that aren't really around anymore that people should hear about once you're done taking a piss, of course?
Taylor Rosenbauer.
Yeah.
Taylor Rosenbauer, Chris Diso. I actually just made a video with Chris Diso recently.
Really? That's actually what's up.
It's flushed. Yeah, I think Taylor Rosenbauer did like videos for Tech Deck, which is crazy.
Yes, he was that kid.
He like, got so good that he did Tech Deck as well.
Jesus.
Chris Diso for sure. That's like me and my homie that I live with now. Like we used to go to his house when he moved to Brooklyn. He's Flatface OG. Also Alex Gill.
Oh yeah.
Alex Gill is who got me into Mike's crib because when my name got called out, Mike called it out after a rendezvous to get my prize. And then Alex Gill was like, yo, Ant's here. And then he like saw me, he like gave me a dap. And then he was like, yo, Mike, like he has to come through, like he's OG. And Mike was like, I knew that name was familiar because I made a video with him before.
Dude, that's incredible. Actually, like the fact that it's always those like that last second moment that'll get you, like, you know what I mean. And it's that you already knew the guys, and you are an OG. And once you reach that status of being in the scene for long enough. But it's just incredible how like that one guy that remembers you, and now you're kicking it at Mike Schneider's crib with everybody throwing bangers down. That's just incredible how quick that clicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got real stoned, real lit over
there. I'm sure, dude. No, that's what happened to everybody that fingerboarded back in the day. We're all just like potheads that like are doing our own shit now. But cool. It is what it is. All right. I want to ask one more question, and I'm going to ask you the hard question that I end on with everybody. But I'm going to ask you, the first question is, because I want to be able to let you go off on a tangent. You said when we were DMing a while ago, like, you see the history of fingerboarding and, like, how it, like, people that have been here long enough that have the understanding should, like, you should talk about it and, like, things like that. Is there any one event or occurring in fingerboarding that you remember that maybe most people won't, that you feel people should know about?
Was there an event that I remember that people should know about?
No, well, not so much an event, but like a time in fingerboarding or like a period or like something in fingerboarding that not a lot of people know about that you think people should.
Man.
Yeah, sorry, I try to pre-plan these questions a little bit.
You're asking a brain-dead person a real hard question. Man, I'm trying to go back in my brain archives of super old videos I think people should watch. I mean, do people know Gary Chin?
Oh my god, kickflips. Everybody loves kickflips, dude. Everybody.
I feel like a lot of people don't know Gary. And Gary Chin actually is from Flushing, Queens, which is like right
He
next to where I went to high school.
he lives like an hour and a half away from me. I just don't know him. Like,
I don't know where he lives now, but I knew when I was little he lived like 10 minutes down the street. But I was like not lit enough to go chill with Gary Chin.
exactly, dude. You had to be real lit. That man was an actual legit ass rider.
Yeah.
Back in the day too. He was like a cow plot. No, he was a no, close. Is it Close Up? I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of?
Who he rode for?
Yeah, that he was like an original Wooden Board sponsored kid. You know what I mean?
I think he was on Homewood.
Yeah, it was either Homewood or
I
some
know.
shit like that. It was
I feel
a
like he was
Chicago band.
hot face.
Yeah, and then he moved over. Yeah, but man, I think he still fingerboards, but he just does not
He rides
associate.
bikes. He rides mad bikes.
Oh yeah. Well, shout out to Gary Chin, yo. If you ever
Shout out
if you're
to
listening
Gary-
in, what?
Shout out to Gary Chin.
Dude, exactly, man. If he's listening in and wants to come talk, he's always got a spot.
Yo, Gary, if you listening, I'm trying to go get some dumplings here.
Exactly, bro. And you know, over here in Chicago, bro, you gotta come get him over here. Though, there's good Koreatown out this way, man. Good Chinatown stuff.
But Flushing, Queens is literally a Chinatown and a half. It's crazy.
Okay, now I gotta ask you okay, that was a hard question. But now to wrap it up, of course, and then I'll give you time at the end to shout your sponsorships and all your boys and anything you want to pretty much rattle off at the end. But I have to ask everybody this just for documentation. What is the one thing or the one impact or the one effect or the one thing you want to be remembered by in fingerboarding by the time you are done with it or you are gone or, you know, like what is the one thing you want to leave behind or the one effect you want to leave?
Man. I don't know. It's like that's even harder than the last question.
I know. I always end with the two hardest one because I want to make sure there's time for them.
All right. What I want to print into the fingerboard community as a person, I don't know, man. Just I feel like there's too many people out there that are just like very worried about what they're putting out and like who's gonna see it and like what's happening with whatever they're gonna put. But like personally, me, I just like put videos out and like just talk to people, whatever, just like chill. And I want people to just like see it as more fun. I don't even think it's a hobby. Hobby is not even like a thing that's in my head for the things that I do. I feel like people just need to do what they're doing, just like keep doing it, chill, be cool, and like you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense because it's exactly what like you're only gonna do what you enjoy doing, and you're gonna do what you do anyway every day. And if this is what it is, then this is what it is.
Yeah. Like I'll put a video up at like 5:30 in the morning. Nobody see it, but whatever. I don't care.
Exactly.
I made whatever.
No, that's legit, man. That's a good. That's the first like legitly like, I think personally thought out one answer I've received. A lot of people or a lot of companies will say like what like they want to like do a positive change or anything, but a lot of people don't like aren't really true and honest and raw. You know what I mean? And I respect that and I appreciate you, man, for coming on the show and even speaking to me about this stuff. All right, now this is your time to kind of, you know, shouts out to homie, shouts out to, you know, you can rat out the sponsors and everybody.
Yo, all right, are you ready?
I'm ready. They're ready. Oh wait, real quick, wait. Cole wants to know what's your favorite flavor of kombucha while you're fingerboarding.
My favorite flavor of kombucha. Recently I had lavender. I think that's my favorite. But when I opened it, I did shake it before. I don't know why, but it like kind of exploded. Because I forget that's like it's a carbonated drink. I don't know why I shook it, but I did. But it was really good. That was a good question, Cole.
All right. Also, okay, I want to ask one more before you read off the Bodega Diaries and being a bodega rider. What is your best obstacle to ride on while you're waiting to pick up whatever you need to get from the corner store? What are you riding on, the ice cream machine with the transparent top, or what's up?
Well, I'm waiting for my chopped cheese at the deli. Um, I'm skating on the ATM machine. Obviously, gotta hit the transparent ice cream tops. But the classic is straight up the counter where you pay. Like,
Yeah.
you just hit up the debit card machine, like whatever. I've done it. Love my deli.
And the homeboy's just like, hey, you gonna pay for this? You're just gonna
Yo,
nollie heel flip nose grind this real quick.
every time I walk into that bodega, I'm like, you heard? And they're like, great.
Oh my god, I was gonna ask. Okay, so my girlfriend who is from New York, but she goes to school out here. She does not know what a chopped cheese is.
You
So
don't know what a
can you just say, Sam, you're roasted, or just roast her real quick for being from Queens, Long Island. She's from Long
We're in
Island. No,
Queens.
she's from Long Island. Excuse me, she's from Long Island.
Oh, she's from Long Island?
Yeah, she's from Long Island, but she does not
That's
know what a
like
chopped cheese
stuff.
is.
Like, I can't even roast a long. I can't roast a Strong Islander.
All right, well, I'll let her slide this time because I even know what a chopped cheese is, and I've only stepped foot in New York maybe one time, and it was maybe for like 2 hours.
Yo, to be honest, can I tell you something real quick?
What?
I never liked Long Island.
No, it just sounds like if you don't know, because the chopped cheese looks like a delicious piece of New York, nutrition.
Yo, it's definitely nutritious.
Oh God. Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna cook her over text after this. But all right, well, go ahead and shout out your company, shout out your boys. You can let it roll. I'll give it to you.
All right. First, I got to shout out. I'm making concrete obstacles right now,
Word.
and it goes by New York spots. I've got I'm gonna be doing like replica New York City real like spots, but also just doing my own random whatever.
All right.
So people have already copped some shit from me, and they really like it. So just be on the lookout for that. Obviously, Grimy Deco, Trippy Hippie Dex, Fingerboard Connoisseur, everybody in the squad, Cole, Snore Laxative,
It is
Midnight.
wild.
Cole is Squatch, by the way.
Yeah.
Who else? Man, there's like 15 people in that chat. Yo, Suppy just joined that chat. Suppy FB. I don't know if y'all know Suppy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. That's a good dude.
I don't know. There's mad people. I'm about to go into the chat right now. I'm gonna look.
He said he's like I'm about to list off the boys.
Alright, you ready? Midnight Toker FB, Squatch FB, Three Finger FB Nate, Ben, fucking B or BB.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
how do
he's
you
a
say
good
your
guy.
name, bro?
Huh?
FB Chef, Van FB, Rainy Days of course, fucking Matt, Fingerboard Connoisseur, Suppy. Yeah, that's the crew. That's
All
the
the
homie.
boys, the whole crew. Well, all right, hang on. Yeah. Yeah, he's saying, okay, Matt gets bullied by 15-year-olds. I guess that's an in-context joke. But I said Squatch said that Matt gets bullied by 15-year-olds. I don't know. Who is that directed to? But that's kind of bogus. But you know what, man? All I got to say is you got through it. You finished the interview, man. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. I'm glad we finally got to knock this out. But like I said to everybody, I would love to get back in touch and for further episodes and any sort of situation where I can basically get you included and have your opinion. I'd love to have you back on, man.
I'm with it. You know I'm with it.
Dude, for sure, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro. I'm going to close the show out and
Thank
I'll
you.
shoot you a message afterwards. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming on.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, have a good one. All right, bro?
Later.
Peace. All right, guys. That was the interview with our boy FB_NYC on Instagram. If you are not checking for him, you definitely need to. That is a guy who's going to be making big moves, big things, who has been around for a while, but is just kind of getting rediscovered by the scene now. So if you have not checked out his page, his Instagram page, you definitely need to do that. And I have seen some of his concrete work, and some of the obstacles he's putting out, some of the prototypes. If you can get your hands on one of those before they get mass produced, definitely do that so you're one of the original guys. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much. Oh man, we got a question. Retro Radicals, you're new. You have a question. What's my favorite obstacle? OG on the come up, exactly. OG on the, thank you, Trippy B, for coming by. And Cole, thank you so much. What's my favorite obstacle? I've always been just like a man of a box. If there's a tile top to it or some sort of like, you know, as long as there's some like sort of resistance to it, it's not too slidey. You know, it just feels good on the hand. A little bit of, you know, a little crunch to the grind. That's what a good box is to me. A little, you know, it's got to be like good metal to slide on, but I want to feel it slide across, not over waxed. You know, something I can catch my nollie flip nose grind on real good. But that's just me. But like I said, FB NYC, dude, thank you so much. Shout out to all his sponsorships and pretty much everybody in his circle of people. Like I said, the constant theme of this fingerboarding lifestyle is just, man, be nice to everybody. You know, be cool. You know, be chill, just like everybody has been saying. Like Team Odyssey yesterday, we got the guys that are in the chat over there with Fingerboard NYC, and it's just all love. You know, everybody that shows love gets love. So just make sure you're reciprocating that in the community, and I'm sure you'll be fine. All you kids out there thirsty for a sponsorship or just looking for, you know, some sort of recognition for what you do, if you're nice to the people around you, it will return your way. But yeah, dude, Cole, thank you so much for swinging by. Like, everybody for coming by, dude. Like I said, this is one of the biggest episode live recordings we've had. We got about 15 people in here listening in. I know not everybody has a Twitch account, but if you do, please hit that follow button and support the Sesh with Stevie Harkins. I am Stevie from the Sesh. If you guys support this or you want to advertise or, you know, basically get a shout out for a fingerboard part that you got coming out or any sort of stuff that you need ads for, I'm always down to help out the community and get that stuff placed on here because I just basically want to get as much information out there as possible. Give everybody opportunity to be seen on a bigger platform and, you know, do what they do best, which is fingerboard, and do this hobby as best as they can. If you're not involved on the Discord, make sure you look for the Fingerboard Central Discord. It is currently on the Fingerboard Reddit. If you just go to the Fingerboard Reddit, reddit.com/fingerboard, I think it's fingerboard or fingerboarding. There'll be a link to the Discord. You can get in there with all the guys. There's a bunch of guys over there, and then of course on Instagram, if you follow me, there's a bunch of people that you can get in touch with. If you just go through my followers and just follow everybody. Like I said, I'm at Steviefromthesesh. Feel free to follow me. Feel free to follow our guest, or definitely follow our guest today at FBNYC. Again, can't have enough praise for him. And all the accolades he's got and how much time he's put into the hobby. Because without guys like that and all the OGs driving the scene, we would still be riding tech decks. You know what I mean? So basically, much appreciation to everybody that listened in. Like I said, this season is all about the riders. I'll close out with our next interview, I believe, will be with Fingerboard Koala from Team Onfo. He recently moved back to China, I believe, or he's in China for a couple months. And basically his interview will be a little bit later in the night. But I have to get one with him because he's always been a good friend of mine. A lot of the guys, like all the writers that I get are all from different sections of the world or different sections of the scene. And I try and get as many company writers and different variations as possible. So we're going to get somebody from Onfo since we had the owner. I want to get a pro writer from them as well. And hopefully we can get some more guys from Grimy as well later in the future. But as always, I'm at Stevie from the Sesh. Thank you guys for coming on by. I'm going to close out this episode with some tunage. We'll probably host some video game stream or something because there are no other fingerboarding Twitch pages yet. But we'll probably end on this note. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, I believe. This upcoming Wednesday, we will be having that Fingerboard Koala interview. And until then... Oh, but no, wait, sorry, excuse me. Tomorrow I'll be doing a regular stream, just gaming, fingerboarding, and just like my own stuff. Not an episode of the Sesh, but if you like the chill vibes of this and want to keep hearing my annoying ass voice, you can come do that tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. But other than that, I'm going to rotate out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening in. I'm Stevie Harkins, and thank you.
Miyamoto.